Do you want to make 6 figures wholesaling real estate? Do you want to make 7 figures wholesaling real estate? Can you make that much money? I'm going to tell you how to be a successful wholesaler. Let's go. Welcome back. I'm going to be sharing some great content in this video on how to be a successful wholesaler. And I want you to stay to the end because I have an awesome blueprint for you that you can go ahead and download that's going to give you the 3 steps to go ahead and get that done. Also, always please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that you can keep getting these videos and helping me as I help you. Let's get to it. So in this video, I'm going to be covering what is the secret to success, okay? I'm going to tell you step by step the secret to success in wholesaling real estate. And number 2, I'm going to share with you the one thing that I do that makes me double the money than any other wholesaler. So being a successful real estate wholesaler really just comes down to 3 things that I'm going to go through with you. The first thing is setting up a business. I'm sorry, I know, I keep saying this, but there is no way to be a successful anything without setting it up properly, getting your business license, getting registered with the state, LLC, S Corp, C Corp, however you decide to do it, get your EIN number and get your business registered. That way you can get payments legally, and it's going to give you credibility with the people that I'm going to share with you that you're going to be working with so that they immediately take you serious on day 1, okay? Let's go to the second thing because that's pretty easy and I know you guys get that. The second thing, you want to decide on your niche, however you want to pronounce it. And this part is actually really important. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here just telling you about this so that you understand it step by step. So when I say that you need to decide on a niche, this is where you're going to come up with who are you targeting. Now, I'm going to tell you really quickly, I quit my job with just wholesaling, okay? Just wholesaling. Now, yes, I fix and flip. I have rental properties and all of these things that bring me money in. But honestly, I was making at least $5,000 a month while working full time, okay? So you think about that. If I'm getting an extra $5,000 a month and I'm able to do that at least 1 time per month, that's $60,000 a year extra that I was able to make while working a full-time job. Now, do that and guess what? You don't need that full-time job anymore, right? So that's what I did. Now, of course, you'll take it to the next level. You'll take it to the 6 figures and the 7 figures where we are now, but this is where you start. And the key is it's very easy if you get the business license and then you do the second thing where you pick a niche. So let's talk about some niches that you can choose. As a real estate investor, to be successful, you really just cannot be all over the place. I see so many times people are focusing on what they're going to do to find people instead of the type of people that they are going to find. This sounds a little bit crazy, so I'm going to take a second and explain this to you because, oh my gosh, when I tell you this is the key to being successful and making a lot of money. We know about wholesaling, where we find people that have a property problem, we market to them, and then we get them under contract, and then we sell the contract for a fee, or we mark it up and we get the difference, okay? I think all of you guys get that. If you need a full explanation on wholesaling, I have a whole video on that, but that's the gist of it. So when we're talking about being successful at this, instead of focusing on the marketing that you're going to do, which is, are you going to put out signs? Are you going to mail letters? Are you going to put out ads? Are you going to cold call people? There's lots of different things that you can do to market to find these people, but that's not where you want to focus. I'm going to tell you the secret way. Instead of focusing on that stuff, first think about who it is that you want to help. So like I said, we're targeting people that have some type of property problem. Either they're in foreclosure, they're in bankruptcy, they're divorced, they're relocated, someone died, something happened, and they have a property that they no longer want and they have to get rid of it. Most people will call a real estate agent, sell the property the normal way. But we're real estate investors, we try to find those people and help them because usually they can't just sell the property. Either they owe too much money or they don't have enough time, or the property's falling apart, or it needs repairs. Something's going on, and they usually need to close quickly. They need to usually close for cash, or they usually have some situation. And there's tons of people out there, but you have to speak their language. So let's talk about what that is. Instead of thinking, again, like I said, about putting out signs that say we buy houses, or sending out these letters and mailing them and hoping that people write you back. No, let's go back. Let's think about that person with the problem. What is their problem and what is the solution that they would like? So let me give you a great example. I make a ton of money wholesaling, and where I really started going from, like I said in the beginning, I was getting about $5,000 per deal when I was working. But I got on to something called probate wholesaling, where I would go through the probate list, the probate cases, someone died, someone inherited a property that they don't want, and I would market to those people, okay? So they opened up a probate case, I would go in and I would market to those people, I would see if they had a property, and I would get amazing properties in great neighborhoods that needed to be fixed and flipped. Is that about the letter that I sent them? Is that about putting a sign out? No, that's about targeting that person and that being my niche. So instead of going after all of these different people, I picked a focus. I said, all right, these people have properties that they inherited and they don't want them. How can I help them? What are they going through? What happens in probate? What's the process? I learned that, okay? And then I was able to speak their language. I was able to reach out to probate attorneys, and then they started sending me people. I was able to put out signs that spoke my ideal client's language. They were like, oh yes, I inherited a property I do not want. If there were siblings, I learned the process and I focused on that. And I took my average wholesale profit from $5,000 to about $27,000. Like I said, in some cases I got 40, 50,000. In some cases I got 20, 22, but it was 4 times what people were making on a wholesale deal. So instead of doing 4 deals to get $20,000 at $5,000 a piece, I did 1. So I just started working smarter, and all of a sudden, lo and behold, Mama 5 literally has time for her kids now. So that's what this is about, people. You want to find a niche, you want to focus, and you want to start to target just that people and just that group and speak their language. You don't just want to throw out letters, throw out signs and see who you get. You want to get really niche so that you're talking to the person and they see your stuff and they're like, oh, yeah. So I'm going to give you a quick example. Instead of just saying, hey, you got a house, or got a house to sell. If you're targeting foreclosures, for example, instead of just saying, you have a house to sell, say, are you behind on your payments? Are creditors calling? You start to speak their language. You learn what happens in the foreclosure process. I know that they're getting calls like crazy. I know that it's super stressful for them. And so I can now speak their language. In probate, they have no idea how to navigate that process. So I started to learn what they went through and how to talk to those people. And it's so easy and it's free in most cases, okay? And take it a step further, most of the cases, I could go right to the county's website and pull out all of the probate cases and call them. And right there, they would have the person's name who died. They would have the trustee's name. They would have the probate attorney. They would give me everything. And then I could market to those people, and I was snatching up deals like that. Well, all right, that sums up what I've been doing, how you can do it too, and make a lot of money. So here we go, guys. I want to ask you really quickly to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click that little notification bell so that you don't miss any of the content. I'm basically giving you a free course right here. And if you want some additional information, please go to noelsfreetraining.com, a premium training just for you, to your success.